I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Everybody has a way to see this forum a little bit differently. If you see the presenter and you see the slideshow, there's a little gray slider. You can slide that over so you can see things a little bit. You can see the speaker bigger and the slideshow smaller, or vice versa. So you can move that however you would want to see that. So feel free to do that so it works for you on your computer. I am just a huge proponent of slides, so I like to have slides up. So like I said, we're recording tonight. My name is Kristen Swift. I am the VP of programs for the PTSA this year. This is our first of many programs that we're going to have this year. I don't have a quite schedule for the rest of the year, but we promise to be very engaging and hopefully get things out there to you that are going to be relevant to all the students. I'm going to I put this in the chat before, so the new people that are here haven't seen this, but I'm putting in the chat a PDF link so you can see all of the links, all of the Instagrams, all the websites that all of the speakers tonight are talking about. You don't have to worry about like copying it over as the slides up or listening to what they're saying and copying it or taking a snapshot. It's all in this, this document right here. And if anybody happens to bring up something tonight that isn't on here because I didn't know they were going to bring it up, we will add it later. And when we post the video, we will also post this document. So you'll be able to get to it at that point as well. So just wanted to let you know. Questions are going to be done at the end. We're going to try and do them through the chat. So please chat them to the hosts and co-hosts. I changed my name back from questions, Kristen. I'm going to do it to the hosts and co-hosts just in case there is an emergency and my computer completely dies, so that Kim Carlson could take over and be able to have the questions still. So we're going to do that at the end. So all of these speakers are going to speak first before we take questions. So please, you know, as they're speaking, you're welcome to put them in. Then we can kind of group them together. That's great. But we will take questions at the end. Our speakers should take only about a half an hour. And then we should have a good half an hour for questions as well. So hopefully that will be great. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to pass this over to Rachel Fox.
I already talked a bunch, so I won't talk that much, but I do want to say thank you to Kristen. This is a big undertaking and it's so informative and so wonderful. And you put a lot of work into this. So thank you for doing that. So welcome new and returning Tiger parents. Here we are at the start of another school year, a relatively a little bit more normal one than we've had in the past couple of years. And I'm pretty excited. I said that earlier too. It's a really fun time. And we're super thrilled that everybody is here for this All Things SPHS forum. If you aren't familiar with what PTSA stands for, it stands for the Parent Teacher Student Association. And in a nutshell, you know, that is who and what we were all about: parents, teachers, and students. We've created some goals this year, and they're being shared with you, as you can see up on this slide. And simply said, I mean, it says it here, we want to increase family engagement, and we hope we're doing so with forums just like this one. We want to be effective communicators. You know, we want you to check out our website, which Ptsa is going to talk about, our Instagram and Facebook, which Maureen is going to talk about. And then we have newsletters that Maureen does too. So we want to be good communicators, and we want to be good community partners with a lot of people who are on this Zoom with us right now. You know, we had our welcome back coffee with music boosters, and that's what it's all about for us. When you go to our website, you can donate everywhere and you can join everywhere. So we really want to be community partners with as many of our community members as we can. And we want to provide programs that help students and their families succeed. And we can help do this by raising money, which we've talked about through No Sweat and our Wish Night, and just by getting more members and raising membership. So these are all, in my mind, from years in corporate culture, attainable goals, you know, and these are definitely attainable with all of your involvement. So please consider joining. And, you know, this organization is over 100 years old and it's worked. And I sincerely believe that schools, and most importantly, our students, are better off because of the PTSA. So that's it, short and sweet. I'm going to pass it over to Maureen, who is doing all of our communications. And thanks so much.
Hello, everyone. Super quick. The PTSA newsletter comes out every other Monday. It's coming out later today. I had some problems with our software today, so Also, the way that you get access to this newsletter is that you have to be on our mailing list. So the way that you can do that is when you become a member, you'll automatically be added, but you can also opt in when you confirm your registration data through the parent portal to get PTSA communications. So if you haven't done that, please go to our website, become a member, and get our newsletter. It tells you everything that you need to know about what's going on at the school. We do have an Instagram and a Facebook. Both of them are listed here. Instagram, as Rachel said in the earlier meeting, is a conglomeration of PTSA activities, things we need you to know, fun things about the community, the school, the clubs, the athletics. We try to put everything on there and recognize everyone. So there were pictures from the football game, pictures from from all the different clubs in the ASB. So watch that, fun stuff, lots of stuff on the stories. And then the PTSA Facebook page is also there, and we do put information up there as well. So if you are ever wondering what's going on, you can check that out as well. And that's all.
Great. Thank you so much. We're going to pass it over to Ptsa, who's going to go over the website. You are muted, Ptsa.
Sorry about that. So here's the website. We've got 3 buttons right at the top for join, donate, and volunteer. We also have our latest news that's usually come in the newsletter, but also is posted here. And if you want to see past posts, you can just go ahead and click. We also have these 8 convenient buttons at the bottom. So if you want to find out about our meetings or see our calendar or join, they're all there to volunteer. And our contact information is down here, as well as links to our social. I'm just going to walk through a few of the pages. Our meeting dates page, we have all the information of the dates for the forums and the meetings. And we also have a link to our forums page. And here we have information on the forums that are coming up. And we have recordings of past meetings and forums. So if you ever missed anything, you can go to our YouTube page, or you can just go to this page and scroll down. And I will start curating and removing some of these, but I thought all of these forums were so interesting, I didn't have the heart to take any of them off. So and then rolling down to the next page, we've got also at the newsletter page. So when you can sign up for the newsletter here or read the latest one on this web page as well. The other page we've got that I want to talk about is the community page. So we've included links here to a lot of the organizations that we think you might be interested in. The school district, other organizations like Tiger Boosters and Music Boosters. The Tiger newspaper is always interesting. All sorts of things here. And we've also included a list of what we think are useful Instagram accounts. So if you ever forgot what we mentioned here, you can look it up. Here's the classes down here. Here's parents groups here, the counselors here. And I wanted to also bring this up. So we also have a little click to the Parent Square. You saw Mr. Principal Eldred's message about Parent Square. So if you ever forget how to get there, it's right there. And I didn't make a copy of the COVID page, but we did update the COVID page, including links for you if your student's sick and if your student's returning to school. So that's available. And we have a For Students page. There's more information if they clicked through it, but just at a high level, we've got information on our mini grants, the Reflections Art Program, scholarships, and grad night. We're hoping for grad night again this year at Disney California Adventure. And then we also have a calendar page, and this is also subscribable, and we're trying to make one place where everybody can put their events together. So even things like if boys basketball has a car wash, we'll try to put it on here so everybody can share their fundraisers. Again, you can subscribe it. We also have other PTSA's information on here. So if Marengo's having a meeting or Royal Vista, that should show up here as well. And then we do have a link if you want to get to the school calendar here. And we have a teachers page where we talk about Wish Night and the teacher and staff appreciation. If you wanted to sign up to help with that, you can click on that. And we have our join and donate page, which I know we've already talked quite a bit about, but donating umbrellas, our bundles. And then we also make it possible for you to donate to the boosters or the music boosters in the library directly from our page. And my last thing is, if anybody's interested in running the website next year, please let me know.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ptsa. I really appreciate it. So go to our website. Ptsa's put in everything you could possibly ever imagine and need in that website. So now I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful principal, Mr. Eldred.
Good evening, Tiger families. Thank you, PTSA, so much for hosting this event. It's so valuable every single year to be able to bring everybody together and disseminate so much important information about the school. Let's start with all the good stuff, because it's all good right now. We are down one counselor, and yet we managed to program every single kid on campus. They are finally at the point where they are cleaning up the last of their appointment lists. And at this point, everybody's in classes and everybody is no longer standing outside the counseling office asking for an appointment. So that is positive. That is progress, people. On top of that, we won our first football game on Friday. I hope everybody came out, but we're already off to a great start this year with Tiger football. Super excited. I'm hoping that we have a repeat of last year plus even more. On top of that, I just want to say thank you to all of our families really for their patience with the start of the school year, with our counseling team, with just some of maybe the normal hiccups that we have at the start of the school year. I know sometimes maybe it seems like, what's different this year about last year? I can assure you, after 30 years of doing high school, it looks the same to me every single year. But nonetheless, we appreciate your patience, and we are off and running. I just want to take a moment to talk about some initiatives that are super important to me, starting with joining PTSA. This organization is extremely valuable to this school. I encourage people to not only join, but to get involved in some way, shape, or form, anything, to be able to help honestly, our students and our teachers at the school site. On top of that, I just want to put in a plug for boosters. I know they're coming up later, but they provide an incredible amount of financial support to sports and arts programs on the campus. And the only way they can do that is through bingo. Please consider getting involved in bingo and helping us out there in order to be able to provide the funds that this organization does for our students and our athletes. And then this also includes, of course, our music boosters out there, as always, working the football games, running the snack bar. And if you appreciate the snack bar, then you most definitely want to get involved with the music boosters, because they're not just about hot dogs, people. They also are involved in the instrumental arts. So please support them as much as you possibly can. And then finally, Challenge Success, which I know is going to be mentioned tonight at some point. This is a partnership between us and Stanford University, working together to try and help our parents and our students understand that there needs to be a balance between school and life. Remember when we were kids and we used to sleep, you know, and eat and spend time with our family and friends? Those things are still important, we are finding. And so these are things that we value, and we know you value too, just as much as academics and education. So please consider joining Challenge Success and getting involved in some of those initiatives as well. The bottom line is South Pasadena High School stands ready, as always, to provide your student with a world-class education that will prepare them for life beyond high school. And we really want to make sure that we not only prepare your student, but help them to become the very best version of themselves. So thank you everyone for being here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to get my slides back up. And next to speak is one of our assistant principals, David Speck.
Nice to see everyone. I'm excited to be back for another great year at SPHS. Couple of my goals for the year, just making sure to make really strong connections with students and faculty members, and just make sure that, you know, I'm going to be getting more involved in Challenge Success this year in my position. And so I'm really excited about that, and really just making sure our students are connected to our school, but also are making connections outside and have a good balance. That's a big goal for us is balance. This year, we're changing things up a little bit in the assistant principal realm. We have split the students by alphabet. I'm going to be taking on letters A through Lee, L-E-E, if the first initial is F. So F Lee, we had to split it partway down the lease. So those will be my students that I will be working with, discipline, counseling issues, things like that, parent communications, all that fun stuff. But just those are my students who I'm going to try to make really strong connections with, in addition to the rest of our almost 1,500 students on campus. Another thing I'm overseeing in my position is state testing. So CASP testing, physical fitness testing, all of that I'll be taking on. You'll be hearing from Vanessa shortly about the testing and alphabet she's taking on as well. Another thing that it will go through my department is course approvals. So students taking courses outside of our school, those approvals will go through me. You'll go on the counseling website. There's a course approval form. It's mostly for classes that we offer over the summer. Same courses we'd offer via SPHS would be offered anywhere else that they'd be wanting to take those courses. I got muted all of a sudden. Can you hear me now? Any other courses that they would be taking outside of school. However, if it fits within their 4-year plan and it's a course that we offer, those are courses that they would be taking on our campus. Community service, 45 hours of community service. The Tiger Bulletin, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We were always posting different things that you can do for community service to help out in the neighborhood, help out in the community. So those are still things that are really important as we start to bounce back from COVID. Also, attendance reminders. Just a really important reminder for families. If a student has an appointment and has to leave school during the school day, they need to be either picked up by a parent in the front office, or better yet, have your student bring a note in the morning, drop it off at the attendance window with Miss Carlson, receive a grounds permit, and then at the time that they need to leave for their appointment, they can just meet their parent at the car. They can walk home if they need to, walk to the appointment, but it makes it so much easier. If a student leaves campus without obtaining a grounds permit or without being checked out, it's a truancy, and we need to be able to, for safety reasons, keep track of our students who are on campus. So if there were an emergency and a student had left without giving us a note, we wouldn't know where they were, and we'd be definitely looking for them on campus. Tiger Bulletin, 3rd and 4th period teachers are going to be sharing the bulletin with their students every day, any updates. It's a great bulletin. Miss Nuno, my assistant, helps to put things together on there, coordinates with our school clubs, activities, people who want to put notices up. It's very visual, very Instagram looking. We're hoping to get that going as well and getting some of these announcements out there via social media. But the bulletin is a great place for families to look and for students to look to see if there are activities, community service, and things and events going on campus, if we need volunteers for things. One last thing that I don't have on here that's really important that seniors have been asking me about is senior privilege cards. A senior privilege card is for a senior to be able to leave campus at lunchtime. They have to have the card on them, and they have to qualify based on grades and having good attendance the semester prior. So we're looking back at junior year attendance. All of that will be sent out in the next week, probably next week, beginning of September. There will be a DocuSign that goes home to all senior parents. They will sign the DocuSign releasing liability of their kid to be able to leave campus. Once they sign, the student will receive the form and they have to sign it as well. 2 signatures, and we'll be able to give those cards to students. We will be receiving the cards probably, hopefully mid-September. We're waiting for Makeup Picture Day to get all of our seniors through, get photos, and then we'll get the cards for them. Thank you so much for having me. I love this forum, and I love all of our South Pasadena parents, students, and families.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Speck. Now we have our brand new assistant principal that we all can't wait to meet, Miss Vanessa Blackwood.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me tonight. So as far as my goals for the year go, I would say the most important one for me is to encourage student wellness and balance. And in my past job, I spent a lot of time with restorative practices, and I ran a wellness center for students. So I'm very familiar with their needs at this teenage time of their life. And I really enjoy talking to them and encouraging them. And my other goal is just to connect with as many students as possible and take good care of our teachers. My student alphabet is with Lee through Z. So if your last name is at the end of the alphabet, your child will be with me if there are any concerns or struggles or discipline issues. I'm also in charge of AP and the PSAT testing. We just solidified today that our PSAT test will be on October 15th. It's a Saturday. And I'm rounding up proctors right now from our teacher population. And it's going to be from 8:30 in the morning to 12 noon. And we're going to start getting your kids signed up the first week of September. So you'll see probably a parent square and some more information on the bulletin about the details. $25 per test. And we're going to have the juniors sign up first and then the sophomores. And as far as AP testing goes, we're getting that organized as well. Your students who are in AP classes have already joined their AP classrooms with their teachers, and we're just getting ready to start that process. So thank you so much for having me, and please drop me a line whenever you can.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we have Miss Ishimaru, who's, there we go. Thank you so much. We'll talk to Miss Ishimaru, one of our wonderful counselors.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to meet our freshman parents. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what counselors do at the high school. So we have 3 domains that we really spend our time in. The first would be academics. Everyone knows what that is. The grades, setting up schedules, having students make sure that they are in their classes correctly, looking at our grad checks, also A through G for students who are 4-year bound right after high school. Our second is our career domain, and how we work really with our sophomore class in our career domain, where we start talking about different types of careers that they can do once they get to college, and try to find the pathways that go along with that. And our third is the social emotional domain. And what that means as guidance counselors is we are actually the first line of that wellness, health and wellness. So if a student comes in, maybe they're upset about taking a test and they didn't do so well, or they're having an issue with a friend, they can always see their guidance counselor first. That is the first line before any kind of referrals. Natasha Prime, who is our Train Your Brain counselor, she's going to be talking a little bit later about how that goes up after that. So that's really what counselors do, among other things. We set up tents for the college visits. We have people come for our different kinds of scholarships, so we work with them also. The best way to contact counselors is really by email, and I'm going to tell you why. Most of the time, we're not always sitting in our office. For example, tomorrow and the next day, we will be in senior English classes. We just came out of the freshman study halls. The following week, we'll be with the juniors and the sophomores. So we are in and out of our office. So email would be the best way if you need to get in touch with us. We do have phones, but just know that it's a little bit harder to us to get to the phone than it is to get to you for email. Currently, we have about 400 students because we are down to 4 counselors. So please be aware of that, and please know that we are getting back as quickly as we possibly can. But as you probably know, 400 students are a lot of students to get through. So please go ahead and email us. We will contact you back within the 48 hours. And if it's the weekend, we'll be contacting you on the Monday coming up afterwards. What is Naviance? So Naviance is our web platform. We use Naviance for students to apply for colleges. It's where they put their college list. It's in 9th grade, we go through some personality, the Myers-Briggs. We also go next on 10th grade, we do all the career assessment. By 11th grade, they are loading on colleges they are thinking about applying to. And we also go through it with their seniors and they move it. And then we start sending everything through Naviance. It is what we use. We are so thankful to the PTSA because they have funded this for us. It makes our life a little bit easier because everything goes electronically. It makes the students' life easier also because it's a one spot where they can hold everything that they need to send out. For in-depth counseling information, we have it on our SPHS-Tigers.org website. It would be under the academics, and there's a tab that says guidance and counseling. Right now, we are in the process of updating it with the new counselors, in addition to any kind of information. It gets a lot of traffic during the spring when we start programming with the students. So it kind of gives you everything from the course catalog to just information you may need. So please make sure you look there under, again, academics and guidance and counseling. And lastly, we do also have an Instagram. Ms. Chalco, who used to man our Instagram, has left. So we are in the process of having one of our other counselors and our technician in the counseling office to go ahead and man that. So it'll be up and running shortly.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Their web information, even though it's not updated, is brilliant. Once I found the guidance and counseling web information, I was like, oh, it's all here. It's really, there's so much information on there. So I really appreciate that. Next, we're going to go to our student activities director, Casey Shotwell. Oh, I saw him come on. Casey, are you here?
I am. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Good evening. Welcome. Sorry about that. What is the Associated Student Body? The Associated Student Body is the nearly 1,500 students that we currently have enrolled at South Pasadena High School, Tigers one and all. And the leadership class is a 4th grade class where the elected and appointed representatives for those students meet to plan activities and the programs that support them throughout the course of the year. The commissioners are the school-wide elected officials. There are 13 of them. 4 of them comprise our cabinet. The Commissioner General, you'll be hearing from her this evening. Internal Affairs, our student representative to the school board meetings, who's essentially the vice president, secretary, and a treasurer. In addition to that, we have 9 commissioners who focus in different areas. Academics, activities, athletics, and assemblies. We also have 1 for clubs, and she'll be speaking this evening as well. Noontime activities, publicity, school and community. That one's not as obvious what it does, but they focus on events like blood drives and outreach to the community. So the connections between the school and community. And finally, a representative from Spirit, from our PEP squad. The class officers, we have 16 of them, 4 at each grade level. They plan the class activities, the bondings throughout the course of the year. The senior officers, as you might imagine, are particularly busy in this spring. And they also hold a lot of fundraisers throughout the course of the year to help support those programs. Appointed positions have been growing in the leadership class over years. We have 2 health and wellness officers, 2 officers for diversity, equity, and inclusivity. That's a relatively new focus of ours. So those are 2 positions that are growing. We have a brand new representative. It's environmental sustainability, as that is something that's become more and more of an interest and a concern to our students. And she's hit the ground running and is joining actually a county commission to help represent us there as well. We also have a videographer. We have a peer mediators rep. And I'm sure I probably left somebody out. How do students get involved? Well, first and foremost, it's a Sac Card. Purchase that Sac Card. We're having an assembly on this Friday. And the Sac Card is their way into many of the activities at school. Gives them free admission to football games, basketball games, gives them discounts to the yearbook, which they'll want to have at the end of the year, to dances, performances throughout the course of the year as well. So that helps obviously for them to get involved. They can also get involved with their class officers by joining their various committees. They each run an Instagram account. And through our club system, and Stephanie will speak about that this evening. So there are lots of different ways to get involved. We have an Instagram account that's run by the incredible Lauren, our Commissioner of Publicity. If you have questions, particularly of the students, or you want to see what activities are going on, you can DM her through that account. You'll also find in the bio a number of our other accounts for noontime and wellness are there, as well as a link tree to a variety of resources that, for example, the health and wellness officers provide. And I think that's it for this evening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Now we are going to hear from our Commissioner General, Samantha. They are going to talk about what they do and what ASB does.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. So in ASB, commissioners, there's 13 of them, as Mr. Shotwell mentioned earlier. Each have their own unique responsibilities within their role, but we all work together to plan things like assemblies, spirit days, dances, blood drives, club events, and a lot of school-wide events like that. And so we do have a thing called a Sac Card, which Mr. Shotwell also explained earlier. It provides numerous benefits such as discounts on school events like dances, free admission to football and basketball games. It's the same things as standard student ID, but instead it says SAC rather than ID on there. And so that's really what you're paying for. And then the next thing that we also do in ASB is that we hold assemblies. And so typically these are held in the auditorium, but some all school events such as Color Day and Homecoming are going to be held on at the gym or the football field. And they're used to promote dances and other events, activities, etc., to the school, but are also used as time for students to come together and share school spirit with things like competitions and talent shows. Some current events under work, or that are going to be under work very soon, are the Homecoming Dance, the Spirit Week and Picnic, the Club Rush, Color Day, and Winter Formal, all of which every single student is invited and encouraged to attend. So lastly, parents can keep up with ASB events on SPHS ASB on Instagram, or frequently check the school website for updates, as well as the Tiger Bulletin, which can also be found there. We post pretty much everything though on the ASB, so I'd highly recommend that you check it out. And that's all for me, so thank you.
Thank you, Samantha, really appreciate it. Next we have Stephanie, who is the Commissioner of Clubs.
Hi everyone, I'm the Commissioner of Clubs for this year. So how do clubs work at SPHS? About a week after school starts, students are invited to attend a club's informational meeting where they are introduced to what clubs do, what goes into starting a club, and how they should reinstate existing clubs. And in early September, Club Rush happens where students go to different club booths and sign up to become a member. From there, clubs hold weekly or monthly meetings to educate their members about volunteer opportunities, guest speaker events, and what has been going on within their club. And throughout the year, there's also many school-wide club events students can attend, such as Homecoming Picnic. And last year, we had our club farmers market. So how do students get involved? Students can get involved in our club culture by starting their own club or becoming a member of different clubs on campus. I currently run an Instagram account that's on the screen there. It updates students on upcoming club events, whether that be school-wide or individual, and they can find everything related to clubs there. I also think that clubs are a great way for students to get involved in our school and are a great way to make friends. Most, if not all, of the service hours required to graduate can be completed by being a part of various clubs on our campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Next, we're going to move over to athletics and hear from Anthony Chan, our athletic director.
Hi, good evening, everybody. First of all, I know a lot of people did the summer tryouts, so we're kind of going already. We have a good list of our rosters. For those of you guys, you might have missed some of the tryouts. There are makeup dates, and I'll talk about that in these bullets. First of all, how to contact me or the coaches, just sphstigers.org, hit athletics, and then hit coaching staff. I'll give you an email. Please don't use student emails to those coaches because a lot of times it does the blocking. So parents are fine. Summer tryouts, if you missed them for the fall, it's kind of already a little bit too late. We're kind of getting going already. If anything, can contact me, but we're pretty much done. As far as things in the winter and spring, there are makeup dates, and you can see those on the athletics page as well. In the summer tryouts, you can see the makeup dates. I'll also post them into the Tiger Bulletin, so please keep an eye on those if you're trying to look for making a winter or spring team. Most of those makeups will be in November. Getting cleared for athletics, we're using something different this year. We're using home campus. If you follow the instructions on the athletics page, just click athletic participation and registration. We're using home campus. It's a much more simpler application. Basically, you do all of your forms online digitally, and then you will need to take a form to a doctor's office for a physical exam, and then you can upload it there as well. And then between myself and our athletic trainer, we will approve or deny, I guess, of who's approved to be in athletics. You can also follow our athletics Instagram at SPHS.athletics. It's run by me as well as the Commissioner of Athletics. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from Eric Shabat, who is the president of the Tiger Boosters.
Great. Thanks, Kristen. It's great to be here tonight. Thank you for having the opportunity. I'm going to touch on two things tonight. One is Boosters itself and how you can join, what Boosters does, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about bingo, which Principal Eldred already did a great job of making the initial pitch for me. So first off, with respect to Boosters, we are the primary fundraiser for sports clubs and activities on campus. So don't think of Boosters only connected to sports, think of activities as well. There's two ways you can support. One is to just join and be a Booster member. That's a $50 membership. You can do that through our website. That money goes into a general fund we use to support clubs and activities and sports through equipment grants and travel grants. So that helps clubs earn money towards, say, travel for certain national events, sports that reach state finals, things like that, or durable equipment that has a long life. So think of like a baseball batting cage and something that's going to be around for years. Teams can put in to fundraise through that. The other thing you can do is donate directly to a team or club. 100% of your donation goes to that team or club. You can do that through our website. Those donations are tax deductible as well. Since we're a 501c3, so that's a way for you to support your student directly in the activities that they do. And then let me touch on bingo. So bingo is the largest fundraiser for sports and activities on campus. It gives back on average about $200,000 a year back to clubs and activities, and it does that through parent volunteers. And there's two ways that you can support bingo. One is if you are interested in becoming a bingo committee member, that has a commitment of about one Saturday per month. Over the course of a year, you will earn about $1,800 that you can direct to any sport club or activity on campus in exchange for your volunteer hours. So if you are interested in doing that, you can find an email on the Booster website. You can, to the president email, send me that and I'll get you in touch with the right people. The other way is through your sport activity. They will approach parents asking them to help volunteer on a given Saturday when the team volunteers to help support bingo. By doing that, you help bingo run. That's a one-time per season commitment typically for a parent. That also earns money that goes directly back to the team or club. Those parent volunteers make bingo run. So without them, bingo would not exist. Without bingo, we would not have that $200,000 coming back to school. So it really takes kind of the village, the proverbial village, to support that. So would encourage you to please consider supporting bingo either on a permanent basis, semi-permanent basis through being a committee member, or through when the request comes along through your team or club. Last thing, Tiger Run, another one of our major fundraisers, happens in December, first Saturday in December every year. This is our 25th year. Tiger Run's 5K, 10K run through town. If you haven't done it before, would love to have everybody be out and join us this upcoming December. Website and Instagram are there, and that is it. Thank you for the time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So for all of you parents who are new, Tiger Boosters is different from Music Boosters. So now we're going to have Lauren Black come and talk about Music Boosters. Hey, Lauren.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. My name is Lauren Black, and I am very excited and honored to represent the Music Boosters. I also want to give a quick shout out to Eric. Thank you so much. The boosters are amazing, and we all benefit from the boosters. So I highly encourage participation in that, as well as the Music Boosters. Our school has a fantastic music program that is far more robust than I had any idea before my child joined. So you can see on this slide, we have marching band, concert, jazz, orchestra, Winterline. It says Interline, but it's Winterline, which is a percussion ensemble in the spring. And then we have Color and Winter Guard, which is actually a sport that involves flags and dance that accompanies the marching band and competes with the marching band. So there are a ton of kids that benefit who benefit from our fantastic music program directly. And then there's even more that benefit indirectly. And as Mr. Eldred commented, the Music Boosters run the snack stand. It is very expensive to run the music program, and we have to make up the gap. And so we do that by doing bingo and the snack stand during the football games. And we have spaghetti dinner night that will come up, and we encourage you to participate. And there are many opportunities, including, and thank you again to PTSA, if you go to the website and you're making contributions, there's actually a separate link to support the Music Boosters. And I just want to say that to me, the music that our school supports is such a fantastic opportunity to raise spirit and encourage all kids. I don't know if you went to the football game, and the team was amazing. It was so great to have the band there, and soon they will be on the field doing a halftime show. So I just really want to encourage everyone, if you want to learn more, please reach out. We have our website at the bottom, Instagram, and you are welcome to email or reach out to me directly. Happy to talk about it, and really appreciate PTSA for holding the forum, and the administration for providing the information and all the support. So thank you all so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lauren. Now we have Carissa Adams, who is our school board member assigned to our school. So she's going to talk about the school board.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Carissa Adams, and as Kristen just said, I am your new school board member. So you'll see me at all the meetings, and feel free to ask me any questions then, and I'll hopefully keep you up to date with what's going on around the entire district. So as far as what we as school board members do for you, we will be meeting in the next month to put together our strategic plan for the year, but that is something that's done on a yearly basis, and with the goal of at all times to ensure that all of our kids throughout all of our schools are reaching their highest potential in intellectually, emotionally, and socially. And you can see through the high school, there's lots and lots of opportunities for that to take place in the school day and outside. So hopefully we're helping to guide and ensure that along the way. If you'd like to read more about our strategic goals, you can always go to our website. That's listed down at the bottom, SPHS.net. Go to the About tab, and then in strategic plan, and we'll have the new version updated after we meet in September. How can you watch or attend school board meetings? We would love for you to join us in person. We meet on the second Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. It's a beautiful room at the school, in the new school district building. And we would love to have you come and participate in an actual meeting. If you can't make it in person, we do record the meetings and actually do a live meeting. So you can watch the meetings live. And again, go to SPHS.net. If you go to the About tab, click on Board of Education, then you'll find a tab in there that shows you the meeting dates and how to watch the meetings. Big question on people's mind may or may not be the school board elections this year. We were supposed to have an election this year, but the great news is we found out today that all 4 seats were by candidates were run unopposed, and so there actually will not be an election. So yeah, so congratulations to all 4 candidates who were, up to run again. So there will be another election in 2 years for the 3 seats. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me by my email at kadams@sphs.net, or I'm sure you'll see me around town and you can say hi. So welcome to all of our new parents, and welcome back to everybody else. Great job tonight, everybody, on this whole forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Carissa. I really appreciate it. Next, we have Amelia Aldana here to talk about the South Pasadena Education Foundation. She's our president this year.
Sorry about that. I was actually muted. Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia Aldana, and I'm here tonight representing SPHS. We've been around for the last 43 years, and in that time, we've sought to raise crucial funds to support the education and enhance the enrichment of students at all 5 schools. One of the ways we do that is through teacher direct grants and major grants. We are proud to have increased that budget this year and are hoping to see lots of applications come in from our teachers. Every fall, we run the Fall Fund Drive, beginning with those letters that you see in your registration packs at the beginning of the year. It includes our phone baking week, which will come around in October, and then of course lawn signs, which will be coming to a lawn near you in November. In spring, we have our huge fundraising gala, Party Gras, which we were thrilled to have back last year, and I hope to see you all there this coming spring. And coming up in the last week of September, so just in a few weeks away, we have Food for Thought, which is an entire day of local restaurants offering a percentage of all proceeds back to our local schools. So that day, we invite you to stay out of your kitchen, come and have breakfast, brunch, lunch, coffee, and dinner with all of your friends and support our local schools while supporting local businesses as well. So stay tuned for more information on that. For more information on SPHS, who we are and what we do, you can visit our website at SPHS4kids.org. And thank you for having me and for hosting this forum with so much great information.
Fantastic. Thanks, Amelia. Next, we're going to hear about student internships and how your children can get involved in those from Miss Sandra Matson-Fennell. I think I said that right.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sandra Matson-Fennell, and I'm your internship coordinator. Through the internship program, juniors and seniors can explore a career, earn valuable work experience, enhance their college apps, and earn 5 elective credits. To participate in the program, students are required to complete 2 after-school workshops which focus on soft skills, job acquisition skills, and job retention skills. And these will help prepare them for the interviewing process and help them succeed in their internships. So you probably are aware that a lot of our kids don't have after-school jobs. A lot of them are focused on college preparation activity. And actually a lot of folks in their generation are not getting their first job until after college. And they need these soft skills. We know that industry is asking for this, and we have to kind of reinforce that and get them ready to go. So this is a great way to do it. These workshops are held 3 times a year, and once completed, the student can apply for the internship in any future semester. The first set of workshops is going to be happening on September 13th and 14th. Students can register on our SPHS internship website. There's a link on the school site as well. It's under the academics tab, but we also have the website on the slide here. Other dates they could take these workshops are January 11th and 12th and April 11th and 12th. Students, once they do these internships, they'll be provided with a list of our vetted employers and descriptions of the available internships. And then the students will select the ones they wish to contact, and they'll send them a cover letter. They'll hopefully get an interview, and these positions that we have are actually aligned with our pathways at school. So if a match is made, a student will then complete 60 hours of work during the term to earn those 5 elective credits. So please check out our website for more information. The registration links are there as well. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we have, we're going to hear from Natasha Prime, who is our social worker for the district.
Hi, everybody. I'm your school social worker and Train Your Brain specialist. Train Your Brain is our comprehensive social emotional support program at the secondary level. The team at the high school is comprised of me and Miss Fiona McHenry, who is our special education counselor, as well as Eddie Babayan, who is our therapist in partnership with Effective School Solutions. As Ms. Ishimaru said, generally, if you have concerns about your student or something is going on, your counselor would be the first person to contact, and then they would refer to me if additional support is needed. However, we do also have a website that you can see up on the slide, and there is a self-referral form if a student wanted to refer themselves. Sometimes it might be something they're uncomfortable talking about. So that's available. There's also lots of resources and a description of what Train Your Brain is, and we have a link tree as well. Some of the primary thing we do is a lot of individual counseling with our students, a lot of crisis support, talking kids through those pesky panic attacks. And we also work with families, a lot of parent conversations. We really like to collaborate with families whenever possible. Some of the things we're going to work on this year, which I'm very excited about, is we're going to be working with the APs on some more restorative practices, and just rather than just trying to, get kids more engaged, find out what leads to behaviors, and work with them on connecting more with the community. We'll also be providing, under the Train Your Brain program, in-person professional development for staff and teachers. We're offering, whenever possible, webinars, social emotional learning webinars for teachers, and we're always there available to consult with teachers. And we're hoping also to provide some workshops, probably virtual this year, for parents as well. So we have a couple partnerships with Effective School Solutions and Chinatown Services, Community Services, who are also going to be helping us with a lot of these restorative practices and working with kids. Workshops, yeah, we're going to hopefully do some workshops in study halls. Last year we went into all the study halls and did a presentation on cyberbullying. So we're always in tune to what the current issue is and try to address that as much as possible. So you can reach out to me at nprime.sphs.net, or you can reach me through your counselor or through our website. And that's it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Sadie Stoudenmeyer is going to talk about our partnership with Challenge Success.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging out this long. It's been a bit of a haul since the PTSA meeting, but I appreciate you guys sticking it out. My name is Sadie Stoudenmeyer, and I am one of the parents on our Challenge Success group at the high school. And for our new parents, or maybe if you didn't know, just to let you know, what is Challenge Success? So Challenge Success evolved from a stressed out students project at Stanford University Graduate School of Education. South Pasadena High School began our partnership with Challenge Success in 2016. Our mission is to examine what a healthy and balanced high school experience looks like. We look at the perceived stressful race to college and beyond, and is how it's increasing anxiety and stress in our kids. Our partnership serves to develop research-based strategies that provide students with the academic, social, emotional skills needed to succeed now and in the future. So our very first event is coming up on September 6th at 6:30. Psychotherapist and sleep specialist Heather Turgan will be speaking to parents. She has a book called Generation Sleepless: Why Tweens and Teens Aren't Sleeping Enough and How We Can Help Them. So if you're interested in doing a preemptive strike, you could order the book now and read it before her talk. So she's going to talk to parents again at 6:30 on the 6th, and then on the 7th, she's going to do a presentation for the students during an assembly at school. Again, this is our very first presentation of the year. And our priorities for the 2022-2023 school year are parent education. We're going to do some evening events for parents and students if your kids want to join. Some of the subjects that we are looking at presenting is college stress. That's a big one, I know, because my daughter just moved up to Cal State Monterey Bay on Friday and had her first day of classes today. So we're going to educate parents about this stress and provide ways to alleviate it, as well as give a practical timeline for how to prepare for college applications throughout high school. We're also going to do a presentation about the counselors. This actually came out of a Challenge Success meeting we had last year. And the theme is basically everything you always wanted to know about the many things counselors do for your kids. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but my kids come home and I say, well, who'd you meet with? Whatever. What'd you guys talk about? Not much. So this is a good way for parents to get engaged in what our counselors do for our children. We're also going to have parent discussion groups. This is going to be a time to discuss relevant topics to our students' well-being. We're aiming to have one every month or so. Something that Kristen and I have been talking about is, instead of a book club, because who really has time, we might do an article club where we share out an article and then we discuss the article or just a topic. The two other points that we are going to prioritize for this year actually came out of our surveys that we did last year. We did a Challenge Success student survey. One of the subjects that really was responded to quite a bit from our student body is workload. So we're looking to form a subcommittee of students and teachers to figure out how to increase engagement at school so it feels more meaningful, both for the teachers and the students. The other one is sleep. Investigate whether school activities, how those dovetail to encourage more sleep and work-life balance and its relation to sleep for our students. We got a lot of kids that are in a lot of activities, and how do we help them find some balance in that? And we think Challenge Success is a really great partnership between the admins, the teachers, the students, and the parents to help work together. On our website, which is in the document that Kristen posted, we have a really interesting campaign called I Wish My Parents Knew. And these were things that kids said that they wished their parents knew. And then we had other kids actually read the comments. So you can't really tell who said what, but we're looking to make two more with our students. One is I wish my teachers knew. And the last one would be I wish other students knew. And this just gives our students a voice so they can communicate more openly about the things that they're struggling with. And, you know, that it's less visual where they don't have to stand up in front of a group of people and say it, but through these campaigns, they can speak it to the broader community. So we're really excited about the year ahead for Challenge Success and working as a community to help out our kids. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Sadie. That is the end of our presentations. I want to thank everybody who came to present tonight. If you can just hang on a little bit longer, we have some questions that we're going to go over. If you have any more, please chat them to me. We try, so I was chatting with Mr. Aldred, we're trying to cluster them per person I'm asking, but I know they're going to come in waves. So I'm going to start with Mr. Aldred and we'll go through how we can. I don't have too many questions yet, but I know this audience, they'll come in pretty quickly. So Mr. Aldred, the first couple questions are really about the schedule. And one parent is asking why lunch is so short. And I also have a question about if you could explain why period 3 and 4 is 5 minutes longer than periods 1, 2, 5, and 6.
So lunch is what, 35 minutes. That's pretty standard for every high school I've ever worked in. That's generally how long it is. And we keep it at 35 minutes because otherwise the day is longer. As far as the 5 minutes longer in period 3 and 4, it's designed to create a time when we can have teachers read out announcements to the students in the room, and ASB can make announcements over the loudspeaker to inform the students of what's going on campus.
There's a question about why students are assigned Edgenuity classes.
Why students are assigned Edgenuity classes. Mr. Speck, I'm going to let you handle this one.
Edgenuity is our online platform that is an easy way for a student to recover a class. We don't offer all recovery classes on there. We prefer that students recover certain classes during the school day with a teacher because it's a much better platform. However, if a student needs to retake an English class from a prior year or they need to retake a class, then that's when we will put them in Edgenuity to be able to recover those classes. And that way we have one room where we can have multiple subjects going on.
Fantastic, thank you. Can you explain how late start days work, please?
Yeah, late start days are designed to create space for teachers to not only meet together in departments, but also collaborate, spend time grading papers and making sure that they have their room prepped for the day. It's also designed for faculty meetings. This year, it's also going to be utilized for us to meet in our WASC groups to get ready for our accreditation visit, which is taking place in March. So essentially, school would start at 9:30 instead of 8:30. And that, again, is designed for us to be able to work together as a faculty.
Fantastic. Thank you. Another one for you, Mr. Eldred. We get this every year, so you're going to hear it every year. Question about, will there ever be lockers? This parent's child.
Oh, I knew that I was going to guess, and I figured it'd be lockers.
Their backpack was 16 pounds today, so they're wondering if there's any help.
So no, there will never be lockers, and I'm not even sure where we would put them if we were going to install them. Remember that not every class meets every day, so not every book needs to be carried every single day. So students just need to sort of figure out what their day is going to look like and what it is that they need to be carrying with them on that day.
And once you get to be a little older and you have friends that drive, you can put your bags in their car sometimes, or your own car. My son really likes that now that he's a senior. But it does.
Can I add another thing in about that is, if a student has a study hall and they need to study for like their previous day's class, we do have copies of all of our textbooks available for checkout.
Fantastic. Since you're talking about study hall, there is a question about how do students in home study participate in study hall workshops?
The workshops that are put on by our counseling team.
I assume that. Is it possible to have a home study as a 9th grader that would be in home study?
No, and
okay.
A 9th grader has a mandatory study hall. So if you're talking about the freshman class, we will be using that and we will be going into their study halls. If you're talking anyone in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, we usually are in their English classes. So everybody has an English class. So that's where we do our presentations.
Great. There is a question about if there's a possibility of requesting a counselor change.
Generally, counselor changes are only considered once, we have to give counselors the opportunity to work with families, and the families work with the counselor. So if there has been, an effort and good faith to work together, which is what we want to see, and things still aren't working out at a certain point, then we can consider a counselor change. But people need to understand that they don't get to pick their next counselor, and their counselor is assigned, their new counselor is assigned randomly based on the caseload that the counselors are currently carrying.
Okay, and then in terms of counselors, there was a question about, because obviously we're down a counselor right now, somebody has a senior and they're worried about having a permanent counselor for when they need to do recommendations for colleges. Should they just assume, is there any answer to that of like, should they just go with the counselor they're with and hopefully that person's going to do their recommendations, or is there hope that they might switch?
One of the things that is special about the South Pass counseling team is that they are very collaborative. They are constantly checking in with each other, backstopping each other. I can't imagine that whoever it is that is lucky enough to join this team is not constantly checking in with the other members of the counseling team in order to understand next steps, how to proceed, what should I do here, and then assisting, because they want to have another team member who is just as effective as themselves. And so they're going to be doing everything they can to bring this person up to speed so that they're firing on all cylinders like the current counseling team is.
So it might be a bit of a combo where they're kind of working together is what you're saying.
I can't imagine that they would not, but once at a certain point, I think it's, like a lot of jobs where when you've had enough time to talk to people and to collaborate and to work together on a couple things, eventually there's that point where you sort of get released and you can do it on your own. So yes, there will be collaboration, and yes, they will be working together, and yes, they will be making sure that they can bring this new counselor up to speed so that they operate as a team. What's the word that you used, Tracy? Synergy. That's the look we're going for. That's what we have now, and we aim to continue it.
Do you have an ETA for when you're hoping to hire a new counselor by?
I would love to have someone in place by the end of the month, but you know, South Pass is a very special place. I know it's put a strain on the counseling team and on our families, but to me, it's worth the wait and the extra work in order to pick the right person.
Okay, awesome. There was a comment that somebody saw that Naviance was closed to students this summer, and they're wondering if that was not supposed to happen, and maybe normally we can just make sure it's open all the time.
I can answer that. Actually, it wasn't really Naviance that was closed. It was their Clever. And Clever is how they get into their Naviance, but it is up and running now. We had contacted IT during the summer because we did have a few students that had questioned that, and they had the district had it down because of the whole Clever operation and how they were working to get everything fixed. So it is up and running. I do get my Naviance dings coming out saying someone has added on a new college and everything. So it is working right now, except for the freshmen. We haven't started with them. So when we will be going into the study halls to do that, and we will also be having a Naviance parent night for 10th to 12th coming up, but we are also will be doing one for our freshman parents. I believe it's in January, if I'm not mistaken.
Great. And then back to our assistant principals, can you clarify more of your duties? Is it that the alphabet listing is just to deal with discipline with the students, or are there other duties that apply to the alphabet listings?
It's most parent communications, including, positive and disciplinary. If a parent needs to reach out to an administrator about something, we will deal with those and handle those parents. But in addition, we do have other duties, like for testing, we've split it up where I'm doing the state testing. Vanessa will be doing, Ms. Blackwell will be doing the AP testing and PSAT testing. And we're also still working with our site leadership team. We're looking at different departments that we'll be kind of working with and overseeing. So we just be that point person, and we can guide you in whatever direction you need to get get your questions answered.
Fantastic. Is there a way to, when your student misses school, to email the school to let you know why they've missed school instead of bringing in a note, or do they have to bring in a note?
The preferred method would be to bring in a note the next day. They could email Ms. Carlson. The problem is she is a one-man operation in the attendance office and one-woman operation, and gets bombarded with a lot of emails, and so it's harder to track. So it is best to bring in a note the following day. Also to bring in a note the morning of for a grounds permit. We understand there's emergency situations, and sometimes an email is the best way for the parent, but just know that it becomes a lot for her to answer all those emails. So a kid bringing a note would be ideal.
Ms. Ishimaru, can you just make sure everybody knows how to find their counselor's email? Is that in Aries, or how do they find that if they need to contact?
They can find it in Aries, but you can also go to our website, and it's also listed there. And it's usually our first initial, our last name at SPHS.net.
But if they don't know like who their counselor is, like if the parent,
it would be in Aries. They would be able to find it in Aries. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Also, when will the 2022-2023 school profile be posted on the counseling page?
It is not quite up. That's usually what we send to the colleges through Naviance. So we're just, since it's day 9 of school, we're just trying to get up and running fully and get our 5th counselor on board, and that will be something we'll be working with. We have to go back with the data because it partly is data from last year. So we will be working with the admins on that in terms of, for example, like our national merit students and what percentage went to a 4-year or was eligible for A through G or a 4-year university, and what percentage went to PCC. So all that data has to be placed into that profile. So as soon as we get that up and running, it'll be up, but it usually is attached to the Naviance first to go with the transcripts for the initial transcript sent through Naviance for the colleges.
Okay, great. And then I think this might be a question for you, but if it's not, if you'll pass it to whoever it is, regarding PCC dual enrollment courses for the spring offerings. My child really wants to take a dual enrollment, but we're wondering if they might be listed a little more ahead of time so we can plan ahead a little more. Do you know when those will be listed for spring?
Yes, you know, I'll take that on. Yes. With all the changes in administration and office staff and retirements and such, I apologize. It was hard to get all that information out for the dual enrollment. It will be out much sooner next year. We're kind of looking right now. We were able to offer 4 offerings, which was really great. We are struggling right now with speech, which is a fantastic course for students to take. It's something that's really going to help them. It's a college level. They're all college level courses, 10 credits. So if anyone's interested in speech, I just sent out a parent square today because we may not be able to run that class. The numbers are so low. Psychology was a huge hit this year. Sociology, kinesiology. But if we had to turn away some kids from psychology because we couldn't get another teacher. So we're hoping to offer that in the next semester's offerings. But yes, I promise I will be as diligent as I can. As soon as I get the offerings from PCC, I will get those out for the spring. It was just a hard time with a lot of changes this year. So we really appreciate your patience. And the people got their requests in really quickly this time around. So plan ahead. We'll at least try to offer 1. If not, we had 4 this semester. So we're going to try to keep that up. It's a goal of in our district to expand.
Fantastic. Thank you. So I want to keep to the 8:30. So I'm going to ask a few more questions. And then if there are more questions, you can email them to me. I will put my email in the chat and I will get them out to the right people, or you can, everybody's emails are pretty much first initial last name at sphs.net. And you can email them too, but I do want to let people go because it is getting late and it's been a really long meeting. So I know a few people at the beginning heard this, but just to clarify, if you didn't get your senior pictures taken, what can you do to get your senior's photo in the yearbook to make sure they get a good photo in the yearbook? Mr. Shotwell, is that you?
I can take that question, sure. I would contact Karen Hames, the advisor, directly to make sure that happens.
Okay. And so how do
like we mentioned earlier, you don't need to take it through Bronson, but you can contact Bronson if you weren't able to make your appointment and make an appointment or make an appointment elsewhere.
Okay. And it's Karen Hames. How do you spell Hames?
Hames.
Thank you.
I can put her email in the chat if you want.
That'd be great. If it doesn't go to everyone, I'll make sure it gets to everybody. And then one question about choir. So is choir a Music Boosters thing, or is that funded through just regular boosters? Because one parent was very confused about how to donate to choir.
I don't think they're funded through anybody, but they do have an account that runs through our booster. So if people do want to donate to the boosters, they certainly can, and it will help. It'll help
I
choir
believe
program.
Music Boosters is for instrumental music. So
it's correct.
With everything was
So choir can come through regular boosters, and they have an account through regular boosters.
Okay, and somebody asked, how do you donate with a credit card? You can do that with PayPal through the Music Boosters website or the SPHS PTSA website. You can do that as well. So
regular boosters as well. Yeah, credit card through PayPal. It's fine.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much I'm sorry to the couple of questions that I didn't get to, but I really want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's such an informative night, especially for new parents who are so confused about everything. Please feel free to, email me, or I'm going to put my email in here, or email any of the people here. They're always welcome to answer your questions. We all want you to understand how things work at the high school. I know it's so different from the middle school. So I know this night always helped me remember, oh, right, that's where we find that. So I hope it was helpful for all of you. Thank you so much for coming.